Greetings, my fellow freedom low sovereign thinkers. Thank you for tuning in to LL3 Podcast. My name is Craig, transmitting from the beautiful realms known as planet Earth. And today's date is Wednesday, November 10th, 2021. But first, I'd like to wish everyone a happy Veterans Day, which is tomorrow, and happy birthday to the Marine Corps. And everyone else who was born this day, happy birthday to you. Yeah, so I'm not going to be doing any quick rants on this. I'm just going to make this pretty brief. I know I've been scoping out a few things, and it looks like a person that claimed to be George Floyd's nephew claimed to make threats about the jury better make the right decision, like they did in Minneapolis. Talking about jury tampering, mob justice. See, people like that, you don't want to associate with, because they will burn you when least expect it and leave you hanging out to dry. That's right. They're users, manipulators, con artists. Which you can't even hustle out of a paper bag, as far as I'm concerned, with their pretentious nature. Like I told everybody, it doesn't matter who it is, everyone has a right to a fair trial. Even in the Wisconsin Constitution ensures that. I was reading an article from the Western Journal on that matter, and even people were start to video record and have the jury. So, what, you're going to target them if they make the right decision on their own conscience? How about if you just go around, all you hypocrites out there, you tyrannical parasites, criminals, give you a taste of your own medicine, tell you when you can make love, when you can take a shower, when you can shine my shoes. Will you like that? No. That's why it's called freedom of conscience. Don't violate that. And I don't give a damn if you climax over Karl Marx, Idi Amin Dada, Mao Tse-tung, etc. Don't mean a damn thing to me. Nothing more than crap disturbers, psychic vampires, etc. Using this, in theory, lesser magic to put the fear into the people in that jury box. It's not going to work. We're going to have a riot in Kenosha again. It'll be all staged, engineered, inside job, hired fools. I tell you, folks out there who live in those communities, you should all arm up. If these people come up in their buses, point it at them. Don't think twice. It happened at a few places, by the way. That's what it should be. You know, I know one thing. The sheriff wouldn't mind one bit. It is deplorable, unacceptable, repugnant. If it happens to them, they'll be going, racism, white privilege. They're going to give you the penile microphone rhetoric. Don't fall for it, folks. The ones that supposed to be part of that her conform movement, don't believe his hype. He don't give a damn about you or anyone else. The man just wants attention. Doesn't matter what they look like. I don't care how many gold chains he has around his neck. Maybe fake. I don't know. Glam boy. Glam rant. A beaker on parade. That's my own viewpoint on this. So, it could be my enemies. I have a right to a fair trial also. No mob justice. It's treason as far as I'm concerned. If you have that mindset, you're no more than a tyrannical piece of filth. Prove me wrong if you dare. I would love to hear your defense mechanism, because it's null and void in my world. Well, enough of that. I want to actually was looking at some of the websites here. And it's really cool. This one actually came from the Epoch Times. I got it from the CD Media originally. It is a viewpoint. It's entitled Backlash Against Critical Race Theory Madness Reflected in Virginia Election. This came out on the 8th, but updated yesterday. By Eric Louis. I guess, I don't know. I gotta, hopefully I pronounced the name correctly. That's what he has to say. The election of a Republican governor in Virginia points to a winning formula in the upcoming midterms, a key component of which is empowering parents to fight back against critical race theory indoctrination of their children. Governor-elect Glenn Youngkin's victory was unexpected because the Democrats had won the governorship of Virginia for the last 12 years, and the Democrat candidate, Terry McAuliffe, was popular. I'm trying to figure that one out. Why is that? Being a popular douchebag? Yeah, I'll probably say that. More importantly, it looked like a major demographic shift had forever changed Virginia politics in favor of the Democrats, given the growth of a huge suburban population of Washington, D.C. bureaucrats in Northern Virginia. For many Republicans, it felt like Virginia's political game had forever been rigged against them by rivals of these D.C. immigrants. But 2021 showed that even with this northern demographic challenge, Republicans can win Virginia if they can develop a powerful enough message. Youngkin built such messages by exploring the hubris, arrogance, and incompetence that has characterized the Democrats since Biden moved into the White House. Essentially, he pledged to support parents in their fight against CRT, fund the police, and cut red tape and tax. So appealing were these pledges that they switched hundreds of thousands of votes from Democrat to Republican, especially independent voters. Youngkin was also helped by Biden showing up to campaign alongside McAuliffe. This served to remind voters of the struggle of Biden's administration, plus how it has empowered the woke left, CRT, and police defunding agendas. Additionally, Biden's appearance also reminded voters that Biden does not look in charge. His $3 trillion remake U.S. plan is gridlocked in Washington. His migration policies cause chaos on the border, and anti-right-wing security on Washington streets only serve to make it look as if he does not even control his own capital. But it would seem the core shifter was Youngkin standing up for parents' rights, to say no to the CRT bullies and to those teachers who want to indoctrinate students with it. Youngkin correctly read the anti-CRT mood across the state. After all, even in the blue northern suburbs of Loudoun County, some parents mobilized against their school teaching CRT. And so Youngkin has been rewarded with governorship because he paid attention to the voices of Virginia parents, telling CRT activists and woke teachers, I am not an oppressor, and I am not going to allow you to teach my children your toxic anti-white racism anymore. Essentially, he produced a swing towards the Republicans in every part of Virginia by promising to ban CRT in Virginia schools. I recommend folks in all those counties in Virginia, the Old Dominion to be exact, that's their nickname, to do it on the local level. Ban it completely. Look at the dark side of history? Absolutely. But ban it completely. Screw the mind control. Given the mounting parental backlash against the theory across America, it might be helpful to summarize the CRT worldwide objection to this radicalism. CRT objects how mainstream white Americans see themselves, their country, and their history. CRT has the same objection to the history as taught in Canada, Australia, and Europe. Can we say a one world order? Damn straight. Its solution is to teach a new kind of history. Former Prime Minister John Howard called this new history the black armband view, in which everything before European colonialism was apparently wonderful and everything since has been evil. CRT argues Europeans invented race and racism to justify colonialism and slavery, and effectively invented a new updated version of the old Marxist villain-victim idea. For Marxists, capitalists were villains and workers were victims. For CRT, whites are villains and blacks are victims. Both models grow out of the resentments of the unsuccessful. But CRT's answer is to tear down the successful and what they built. The emergence of parental opposition to CRT in the schools reflects a growing realization that the theory represents a truly existential and revolutionary threat to the American way of life. But the CRT goes further than just wanting to deconstruct and reconstruct America and its way of life or take down statues. They demand all white individuals must recognize they are racist, which is built into them through language. They also demand that whites must apologize and recompense black victims for white racism, for white privilege, and for oppressing black people. So right there is like those individuals should be having a button saying, David Duke is our role model. Plain and simple. But I can go on, right? Within CRT logic, whites are apparently always inherently racist and inherently privileged. On white privilege? I'll give you an example of white privilege. I'm on my cell phone. Hello, government. I'm a white person. Can I make love to my wife at 9 o'clock tonight? Oh, thank you. There you go. I got permission. I'm white. That's my privilege. It's hysterical. I'm sorry, folks. I don't get mad, but I get inspired, okay, when I hear all this dumbed-down rhetoric. Because people like that pointing a finger at you and trying to call you out, they can't even wipe their own rear ends, and they have Palmolive soap, okay? I call them Palmolivists. That's all they are. If any white person points to the absurdity of these claims, this is taken a proof of such a person is racist and fragile. CRT allows no escape from its closed curricular argument. Re-education appears to be the only solution according to the theory. Whites must be taught to recognize their individual sickness and the pathology of their society. Then taught to be sorry, to take the knee, and to be co-opted into CRT's plan to deconstruct existing American society. Re-education will take place in schools, universities, and through compulsory staff training workshops. Conveniently, CRT activists have created many jobs for themselves by running these workshops. Apparently, revolution can be profitable for some. Money for me, none for thee, right? Absolutely. See, double speak, my friends. CRT is a revolutionary project designed to actively disrupt and break the language we use. It is enmeshed with another left-wing project called decolonization of education and decolonization of society. I hear stuff like this in other places when I travel. I just laugh at them. You know, just get a microphone in the little shape of a penis and give it to them when they speak. These projects aim to undo the so-called evil of European colonialism, plus deconstruct the work of the apparently evil white men who colonized and built America, Canada, and Australia. Building CRT's post-colonial world is a project as profoundly revolutionary as was Stalin's communist project of building the Soviet man. You know how that went down the drain, right? Americans need to become aware of what such a project of rewriting their culture, their history, and their language will mean for them. If Americans want to see what the decolonization of education and society means, just look at the African National Congress has done in South Africa. Bingo! It's the apartheid, right? More things change and more stays the same. Hallelujah, right? This is a project of erasure that is totalitarian in its vision. What is remarkable is that the left-leaning liberals cannot see how Orwellian the CRT education project is in the way it wants to replace bad language and bad thinking with new sanitized social justice, words, and good thinking. Similarities can be found with Mao Zedong's Cultural Revolution when communist witch hunts forced people to confess their guilt. Youngskin's victory in Virginia should give us all hope. Let this be the beginning of an alliance of Republican politicians and parents who say they are tired of having the children come home from school brainwashed by CRT. Let the message from Virginia be that enough is enough. Yeah, he's a retired professor in political communications. And he was in, interesting here, spanning South African and Australian universities. So he's been there. Hey, if you don't learn from the past, folks, you're damned to repeat it. So I give him props for this commentary. Very good stuff. And what's funny about Terry McAuliffe, see, he made some mistakes. He made some big foul-ups on his tyrannical attributes that put him in his predicament. The time when he's trying to tell people in a debate, parents should not have the right to tell the schools how to educate their kids. Who the hell this guy thinks he is? Right there, he just admits to everyone he hates the Commonwealth, his Commonwealth's Bill of Rights. Article 1, Section 1 to be exact. All you gotta do is look it up, folks. I'm gonna add that to the memo on the Bill of Rights. People in Virginia should read it, and anyone else. He's trying to tell the old Dominion, you guys are pathetically stupid. And all these other stuff they have in the law are illegal anyway. Okay, invalid contracts, and even the Virginia Resolution of 1798 can be utilized. All right, that's a fact because that was done during the time when John Adams signed the law, the Alien Sedition Act. So Kentucky and Virginia passed these resolutions. Of course, it was under Thomas Jefferson and James Madison. Folks, look it up. It's really good stuff. However, I'm like looking at here about McAuliffe. Another thing he did too. They say he was involved. What happened at Charlottesville had the state police stand down too. And innocent people got hurt, including Heather here, who was killed, got ran over. People got injured. But it's a lot bigger than what it is. If that's the case, is blood on his hands as well? Yeah, that's the case. But like I told people on my past episode, blood's on the hands of the city of Charlottesville at that time. The people who represent Charlottesville, police chief, all that, blood's on their hands. So that's a double whammy. People don't forget. He's a popular douchebag, as far as I'm concerned, and he claims to be a Christian Catholic. How insulting that is, right? Anti-self-defense douchebag, I would say. Anti-natural law. And what's funny about him, because I was like looking at these things, and he was in the army. McAuliffe is a son. Okay, he was a son, but he's been around for a while. If I'm correct, he's like 2-year terms. So the guy Northam, he's another piece of work. He should be charged for treason, as far as I'm concerned, trying to threaten people. He'll use the National Guard to take their weapons away from the Virginians. But one thing you got to look at, too, is Youngkin. Of course, it says here, President Trump saying Youngkin is nothing more than a Trump loyalist dead set on advancing an extreme agenda here in Virginia. Here's the one thing, the kicker. According to this from Ballotpedia, Youngkin was a former co-CEO and president of the Carlyle Group, a global investment firm. He worked from 1995 to 2020. So you gotta ask a question mark. Beep. You gotta always look at that. Remember, the Carlyle Group were involved with wars and so forth. So is it possible he had that knowledge and he was like endorse these things? We don't know. But I'm just giving you guys a case of vigilance. Pay attention. Doesn't matter who's in there. So definitely I'm going to add that to the memo. But one of the areas I got to say is good. You got the other clown. He lost because he sucked at his job. Anyway, he's a proud oath breaker too. So I think I got to treat these individuals like they are criminals. Don't give them any love. Doesn't matter what party they're in. It's based on their merits. And McAuliffe's reputation isn't all that. So I tell everyone out there in Virginia, you keep track on all your delegates and governor. Period. So I'm going to add the Bill of Rights in here for that. And, of course, this Ballotpedia article on McAuliffe. You can read it for yourself and Youngkin. And, hey, I think it's a good thing, but always keep them on their toes, period. Was Jefferson said the best. Eternal vigilance. The key to liberty is eternal vigilance. That's all I got to say. What's your intake? I thank everyone for listening. Plus, feel free to download and share throughout your social media networks. If you have any questions, comments, or something that's interesting you want to check out, whatever you do, please send your correspondence to Decorum. Furthermore, I'll leave the footnotes of this article on my Spreaker page. And, of course, I'm going to add the Virginia Commonwealth's Bill of Rights and the McAuliffe thing on Ballotpedia. If you want to contact me, you can go via email at LokiLuck03@protonmail.com. If you want to donate, you can go to paypal.me or cash.app/LokiLuck3. And if you want to support Epoch Times, donate, subscribe, that'd be great. I always like their stuff, and I get good information. Oh, of course, always observe responsibly. Once again, thank you for your time. Plus, always remember that the demoniac resistance is healthy for the soul and can liberate humanity. If I'm correct, this would be episode 1417. I apologize. I should have said it at the very beginning. All right. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Keep on spreading the love, and may your guardian spirits be with you.